Beautiful people, welcome to episode number 2. I know, right? It's so beautiful here, this little tropical island. Thank you all so much for the support and love. Just jump back into the single player. I have been busy, and we've gotten some things going here. I got myself a presser. I made myself a ground trap with some fruit bait. I think it's not working, though, because there's no grass. So I think I got to move it over there. But I'm going to wait and see. I've left it in there, but it might need grass, so we'll leave it at that. Anyways, my sensitivity feels a little off, but that's fine. Let's carry on. So we have a fantastic, beautiful, amazing little setup here. We have ourselves the 4 gearboxes. I set all that up, and I've been busy, like I've said. I've been farming all the seared stuff to get my first seared tank, along with a couple other things. Now, one quick note about this, and with the 4 gearboxes, they just nerfed this in one of the recent patches. This used to be a 30-minute recipe. Now, some people are against timed crafts and stuff like that, but what a lot of people forget is this block right here, this thing called a furnace. This is literally a timed crafting block. It is no different than this EFAB with the Smeltery Controller requiring 10 minutes. It's just this requires a little bit less time than that. I don't know the exact amount of time, but it's not that much less, to be honest. So, for the same amount of time that you can cook, 8 items in the furnace, you can make yourself a Smeltery Controller. Now, I did this when it was prior to the nerf, but yeah, it was 30 minutes, and with the 4 gearbox, it took it down to, 7.5 or something like that. Now it's only 10 minutes, so that should take it down to, 2.5 minutes, give or take. But either way, we got the Smeltery, and we are good to get started on today's episode. I know, right? There we go, we got the Meltery. The Meltery. We only get 1 lava can for that, hey? Only 1 lava can. Alright, not a big deal. But we have a lava can, so that's okay. Now, I've kind of been pondering a little bit about build and everything like that. I've done a decent amount of mining overall. As you can see, I got some pretty decent loot. Kind of still lacking on the old diamond emerald front, but what else is new? We got a decent amount of redstone. I've upgraded some of my tools. We got Fortune 1 on the pickaxe. And yeah, a few other things. We got some decent durability as well, which is a big one, right? 600 means we can mine a little bit more. But, as you can see, I want to get all this iron and stuff started to smelt down. Now, one quick note about the smeltery in this mod pack. 1 iron ore still only gives you 1 ingot in the smeltery. So there's not really an advantage in cooking your items in the smeltery to begin with. So one of the things that we can do is we can work towards a Quartz Grindstone, which will give us the potential of doubling. But I don't think that that's really worth it. And I wouldn't recommend necessarily rushing it. It's pretty good, but it is a little expensive. You do need empowered items, which means you need an empower. An empower does take iron casings, a double battery, and all of these display stands, which as you can see require an electron tube. So we need to get ourselves quite a few more things before we're even kind of looking at and considering the doubling up of our resources. So at this point in time, I'm going to be pretty conservative, and we're going to utilize what we can. The main purpose of the smeltery early on is definitely more so just to get your tinker's tools a little bit more powerful. And I'll say that with full-on truth. So, yeah, it's more for that purpose than anything else. Anyways, let's get this show on the road. Let's get our drains down. See, I like putting them in the corner like that. I'll tell you why in a brief moment once I place it correctly. We'll put our controller down, and then we'll throw the drain on beside it. Excellent. Okay. Now, the reason I like to put them in corners, usually I put them in opposite corners so that you're not doubling up, but you can get more faucets on them, right? So you can faucet all of these sides if you so choose, right? But for right now, we're just going to throw a faucet down there, and you know what? Let's put one there. Sure. And that will allow us to put down our casting basin and our casting table. Looking nice and sharp from the corner here. We also have a seared tank. I'm going to throw that guy down just anywhere. Anywhere that works should be just fine. And then we're going to complete this guy out 100%. My sensitivity, or is it my FOV? No? Yeah. What? Yeah. I was like zoomed in or something, wasn't I? I think so. Anyways. So there we go. We have ourselves a smeltery. It's working. It's working great. Now the biggest thing here is obviously we need to give it some lava. Now this can of lava, I could throw that over. I definitely could, but we have a bucket. So I think I'm just going to save the can of lava for now. We might need it down the road a little bit further on, and we'll go and get ourselves some lava downstairs. Now one of the best things about these seared tanks is you can take them with you. And you can jump across on your little lily pad adventure. And you can head on down to your basement and collect some lava. Now, you can fill up this tank and you can take it back with you, back to base. Pretty sweet. I don't see a complaint so far. Do you? Do you have a complaint? Because I don't. Where was the lava? I know I had some. Okay, I turned that into obsidian. Maybe that was the lava I was thinking of. I did a decent amount of mining, I'm not gonna lie. This one goes pretty far. Did we come across lava here? I heard some. There's definitely some over there. Didn't really come across any lava. Was it over the other way? It must have been, right? I mean, I could just dig down underneath that to get more, but that's fine. Let's jump over this way. Next one over. Oh man, now I'm just lost in my own tunnels. It is a little bit because I have not played in the last few days. We did have a little mini vacation and everything, so that was fun and exciting and all that kind of stuff. Aha, yes, there was this ravine here, I remember. Okay. Dangerous ravine, but it is here, full of larvae. Let's just light that up a little bit. Kind of make at least this side a little bit more safe. Falling creepers are not fun. Simple as that. But I'm just going to get myself a little bit of lava here, and then we can carry on. So that holds 4. I'm going to grab one more, and then you can just break this. Now, it appears like it doesn't, but if you mouse over it, it does say that you have 4 buckets of lava in there. So that's great. Anyways, let's keep on trucking. Let's keep on keeping on. I'm already sweating. You know, it's one of those things, when you're not used to, like, the recording and wearing the headphones, I got the big old cans over the ears, and, whew, make you nice and toasty. Nice and toasty, I tell you. Plus, the weather here has been absolutely ridiculous. On my vacation, we were down in California, and it was cold. It was cloudy and, like, 70 degrees with wind. And it rained. We didn't get much for sun, but we still had a blast. We still had a good time, but would have preferred a little bit better weather overall. But, you win some, you lose some, right? Mother Nature. Fickle, fickle friend, that one. Anyways, let's get some lava going and get this set up. So, now we actually have a functioning smeltery. Okay, now one of the biggest things that we need to get first is some of our casts down, right? And a couple of the biggest ones are obviously the sharpening cast here, which I'm just shy on. One more. There we go. The sharpening cast is... No, you know what? That's not a good one. That's not a good one. What am I talking about? The ingot cast is definitely worth it. The ingot cast is definitely worth. And I'm going to use a little bit of gold, okay? And I think the other one that might be worth it is the pickaxe. It might be worth it. So let's start smelting up 4 gold, because again, remember, it does not double. So that's a thing. That is most definitely a thing, and it's going to hurt our resources quite a bit to kind of dabble into this a little. Now, there is one other thing that I prepared coming into today as well, while we get this going. So let's get that started as well. Let's get ourselves... Yeah, I think a pickaxe head is a good one. You know what, though? Copper handlebars is pretty good, too. Oh, well. It's fine. It's fine, everyone. Anyways, let's get that down. I did make these coke bricks over here because we do need to start on some coke oven. So that is one of the quests here. Baking Bad is one of them. We have completed the 27 coke bricks, but we also need to make a tank, and I haven't done that yet. But as you can also see, I've also made 54 of these. You know, I did play this pack with some of the testing and everything like that, so there might be a reason for that. Mainly because coal coke and creosote and everything is just so needed for the most part in this pack. So I think my best recommendation is definitely to double up on the coke oven. Now, one of the biggest problems that I'm currently having, that I'm conflicted with, is, well, as you can see, I'm just kind of throwing stuff down on this unshaped nothing of an island. And I was thinking about it. I don't want to live that way this time around. We are going to throw down these coke ovens because it's going to be convenient and we can start on it. But I think right away here, we need to get building. We need a little bit of, you know, a base to call our own, you know, even if it's a small one, but we need something. We need a little something to get this thing up and running. But anyways, let's throw down our coke ovens. I think I'm just going to throw them down right here. You know what? Let's actually dig them down a level and take advantage of our surroundings a little bit here. That should be nice. That should be very nice. Anyways, it is a completed 3x3 for each of these. 27, 9 times 3, right? 9 layers, etc., to get this thing built. And then I think I'm going to throw down right beside it here as well. Let's do that up. We do need a one wide space, if I recall correctly. I believe we need this. But anyways, let's get this one down as well. We will need one other item to complete these coke oven bricks as well that we're going to have to make here while we're waiting on a few other things. So we have our pickaxe here as well. And I think I'm just going to quickly upgrade it to iron. Now, it does still require 2, so we're going to throw in 2 iron, and we're going to look to upgrade that guy right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get ourselves another chest quickly. Bloop. Start, finish. Thank you. All right, chest down. We can throw down into here all of our casts and maybe a few other things as we go as well. But anyways, we'll get that going. We do need to get ourselves a hammer, okay? Now, the hammer from Immersive Engineering is the guy that's required. So we need a couple iron, we need some string, and 2 sticks. Now, we do have the string. We do obviously have the sticks, or at least the technology to get the sticks, because we can do that. And, of course, the iron, that is pretty easily done as well. Now, anything that's less than, you know, 8 of a craft, I'm going to do in the smeltery. And the reason being is 8 is one of the more efficient, easy ways to go in the furnace. Now, you can make tiny coal. That is a thing. But I'm going to probably utilize the smeltery for any of those types of needs as we progress on here. So, let's go over to our tool station and let's upgrade our pickaxe to iron. Excellent. That gave us a little bit of extra durability, which is great. Didn't really give us much else other than the magnetic 2. The magnetic 2 is just going to help us get some, the items will come to us as we mine them with that pickaxe. So that's kind of a nice feature to have. More than anything. So let's get these 2 iron, and we're going to make ourselves the beautiful Immersive Engineering hammer. Just like a so and a so. Excellent. All right, hammer time. Beautiful. Okay, now you can't have the torches, and then you just right-click on any one of the sides in the middle block, and that'll create ourselves the coke oven. Okay, now it said I completed something, but I don't... Oh, I did. Lexica Technica, the engineer's manual. We got an oak bookcase. Well, gee, thanks. I wasn't even trying for that. Let's try to complete this guy here first. Let's get ourselves a tank. All right, now the tank is part of the EFAB mod, and it's a fantastic little block that lets you store liquids. And the cool thing about this is the EFAB can actually use liquids to craft items. So we need some bronze. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we haven't done that yet. We need some glass, and we need one of these iron casings, which requires an iron gear. So this requires a gear cast. Now, the most effective and efficient gear cast that you can use, I believe, is wood. I think that's an option. Let's just double check here. Yeah, you can just use the wooden gear from Applied Energistics with some gold or some aluminum brass if you did go that route. But let's start melting down a little bit of gold so that we can get this process started. Let's get a little bit of wood like that and like that. And let's make ourselves a wooden gear. Beautiful. And we'll throw that guy down. And that'll get us our gear pattern. And then we're going to need to get ourselves 4 iron to complete the gear itself. Alright, so let's get that cast started. We'll get that gear going. Beautiful. And then the iron will smelt down as well. Equally, I'm going to fire up these coke ovens with some coal. That's going to give us coal coke. And it's also going to get us some creosote, which is going to be very, very useful. This wooden gear we're going to keep around. We'll probably need it. It's an expert pack, right? We need everything multiple times usually. That's usually how this works. Yeah, I don't think my bait trap's working. I don't think it works with the sand. So that's curious. That's good to know. Let's throw it right on top of the hill here. We'll put it down right in the middle, too. Why not? Boom, boom. Yeah, see, that used one automatically. So it actually put the bait out for a passive mob to come to the trap. Okay, that's going to be a nice source of food actually for us, which is really good. And the way that I got that is just by pressing apples. Pressing apples is a decent source of fruit bait. Let me see. Is that guy done? No. No, those guys aren't done yet, I don't think. But pressing apples is a fantastic source of food, as well as, because it gives you apple juice, as you can see here, and the fruit bait. Now, the fruit bait, when you put it in a ground trap, can give you a whole bunch of different items, and a lot of them are fruit and leathers, which are very, very useful to us. Okay, so we got our iron gear. Let's get ourselves, we need 4 more iron. Which, we're starting to feel some of the iron cost here, aren't we? I think I am going to do some tiny coal. I kind of thought about it. I know I just said, like, anything under 8, but I think the tiny coal is actually a pretty good idea, because we can utilize more things at a time. And, of course, the bronze, we need 6 of, so we need 6 copper and 2 tin to get this completed. And we need to throw all that in the smeltery as well. So all of that needs to cook up and become an alloy. We got our first coal coke and creosote oil, which is fantastic. Coal coke, of course, is a fantastic fuel source. We can use it in some generators and stuff like that as we progress on. And it is used for some other crafting recipes down the road. I think the block of coal coke, yeah, that gets us into the blast furnace, some solar panels, stuff like that later on down the road. So there's quite a bit of cool things that we're going to need with all of that. There we go. Our bronze is alloying together, which is great. And there we go. We have all the bronze. Now, we don't need a gear of bronze, so let's just get... Oh, we only have 8, eh? Yeah, we gotta hand craft those. All right. But we have our iron. That's nice. Let's get ourselves some more sticks. Honestly, never have enough sticks in this thing, I tell you. Okay, so we have that, with that, and that. That gets us an iron casing. Now, get used to making these iron casings. They're used in a lot of different crafting recipes. As you can see, there's 10 different recipes, and all of the empowers are going to require them. Your atomic reconstructor is going to require them. All of your range collectors, a coffee maker, the enervator. There's a lot of things that you are going to need them for, including the tanks and, well, basically all of the coal generators as well. In the pack. So it's definitely one of those things. It is a process, and you should probably, well, keep an eye on it. It's going to be a little extensive, and you're going to need to utilize them quite a bit. So get used to making them overall. Let's get ourselves the 6 here nice and quickly. And then we can at least complete this quest and this tank and add it to our EFAB crafting receptacle, or what should we call that thing over there? The EFAB device. I don't even know. Also, if anybody has any ideas, and I mean any ideas, about what we should do for a base design. I got a couple thoughts, but I would love to hear some of your guys' input as well on that. There we go. We got that. So 16 coal coke and 8 cans of creosote. That is awesome. Very nice. Oh, you have to pick one. Definitely the coal coke. Yeah, I'm always flooded with creosote in all of these things. Now, this guy here is an interesting device. The SCP-015 is an interesting one that I do recommend making right away. The easiest way to search for it is pipe. It is a pipe, and as you can see in the tooltip, it says you can use 2 pipes to speed up liquid-related crafting recipes. Now, the only reason I mention this is I have 2 spare ingots of bronze, so we might as well use them, right? We might as well utilize these guys, at least to get ourselves 1 pipe. Now, I will want to make the second pipe here, because, well, super duper useful. But equally, we can just kind of do this, and we can at least get a loot chest. And let's see what we get. Wheat. You know what? I'm okay with a little bit of wheat. I'm good with that. I like wheat, and we will proceed on with that. So, the tank, like any of the other blocks, you just add it to the multi-craft along with the pipe. The pipes look pretty cool, too. I'm not going to lie. They don't always connect nicely, but they look awesome. But this allows us now to craft with liquids. All right? Now, obviously, we have to fill the liquid into the thing. But we can easily do that with, you know, a lot of different things here. So, that's a great start. I feel... Are we able to do the clockwork quickly? Maybe? We might be able to. We might be able to do the clockwork. I think the main thing I want to work toward is this blast furnace. I think that's going to be a huge step. I've done it before. I'm not even sure what we need for all of it. I think it's just a lot of coal coke and blaze powder and nether brick. So we will have to go to the nether as well. So we'll have to get some obsidian, which I think I have. I do have enough obsidian, so we will have to get to the nether. And flint and steel requires just iron. Okay, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I mean, this apple tree, we got this going. We got the creosote coming in very nicely. I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling very good. Let's take a quick look at this Clockwork Engine and see what we're dealing with. That's a lot of gold. That's 4, that's 9, that's another 4 gold. That is not an easy task in the slightest. That's actually pretty darn expensive and using up a lot of our gold just to get some power. Yeah, and we need to do it as well before we can get the loot for the other things. Well, how do I want to proceed here? How do I want to proceed overall? Because, I mean, we could skip a little bit ahead. Let's just take a quick look at all the generators that we have available to us. The coal generator. Okay, we do need the carpenter forge, so we do need some sort of power before that. And same with this. So, yeah, we are stuck at making that clockwork, aren't we? I don't think there's any other way, if I remember correctly. These all require circuits or more advanced stuff beyond that. Yeah, like that. Ugh. Ugh, that crafting recipe. Oh, man. Hurts me every time I look at it. Alright, so we do have to make this clockwork. I definitely think we're going to move away from this as quick as possible, because that's 8, 9, that's 17 gold. I don't even have enough gold at this point in time to make that. That's how intensive it is. Now, is there anything else that we can kind of craft or do? I honestly don't know at this point in time if there is. immersive engineering, I mean, we could do this guy. There's nothing else really there that we can really jump into. This is way beyond our capabilities at this point in time. So yeah, we're kind of restricted. I need to go find some more gold. I mean, we can definitely look at some of the cooking with blockheads, but I'm kind of thinking that, you know what, this is the perfect opportunity. This is absolutely what we just talked about beforehand, the best opportunity for us to start developing our base and working towards that. So I think we're going to leave it here for episode 2. I think we're going to call it. I'm assuming that these are just going to pop off and once they're fully grown. Let's see what our bait trap got. Look at that. We got some raw rabbit. That's awesome. Food diversity right there. I think we're going to cut the episode here. I hope you guys are liking it. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos again. And yeah, make sure you hit like or whatever's available to you to be an awesome human being. Thank you all so much. And yeah, have yourselves a good time wherever you are. And we'll see you next time, where hopefully we'll either work on a base or we'll have some sort of an idea of what we're going to do. Anyways, ta-ta for now. See ya.